So pattern number 2 is creating more flexion in the horse's body to give him mobility and that he has more control over his feet while he's moving. And so everything we ask him now is nothing different than the first pattern. We're just asking him from a different position. I use a stick. It doesn't matter what color. You can have a pink one or a purple one. The horse reacts the same way. What's important is that you have about a little bit more than a leg's distance away from the horse, and you want a stick that's not too whippy, not too flexible. You want to be able to have the feeling that you can control the stick very accurately. So then the first thing we want to make sure, just like when we started the first pattern, that he's not running away from the stick. So from the beginning we want to have the feeling that we can go a little bit all over him and he understands the meaning of the stick, that it's something he has to follow and not something he should run away from. So that he's not running away from the pressure of the stick, but he's following it. So if I approach the horse in the beginning and they start to move away from me, he's going to often move away in the pattern that he already knows. So I just try to keep contact with the stick, and when the horse starts to slow down, then I take the stick away. So that the horse is understanding the meaning of it, that it's not something he has to run from, but when he changes his posture and his physical state into a state of relaxation, he first understands that it's not something he has to run away from. From there, we want to start with the positioning of the hand, that the rein length is again about the length of the neck. So we have the feeling that we have control of the head and the neck through the hand. The rest of the tail of the rope together with the whip. The whip is in the first position like a sword, so pointing straight out from your hand. And we want to have the feeling that we again move the hind legs to the side. So I'm taking again the rein, and I want to have the feeling all the time that his two eyes are focused on me. And when his two eyes are focused on me, I give body language, and then the noise, and then the practical example. And here we just try to kickstart the right steps. As soon as he goes in the right direction, again, then I relax. And so the first thing that I'm looking for is that he has mobility with the inside hind leg in underneath his body, and that he's not pushing over the top of me. We want to have the feeling that he is staying with his front legs on this angle, not stepping closer to me. I can give body language, then the noise, and that I keep the two eyes on me, and the inside hind legs going underneath the body, and when he steps through, then I relax. So the idea is that if you were to look from above, it should look like a windmill or like a clock, where I'm the center of the clock. Footloose is the hour hand, and the guiding stick or the extension of my arm is the second hand. And that he just keeps up with the energy, keeping the good shape. He puts his inside hind leg underneath his body. He's flexing through the hip, through the right side of his back, through the ribs. Outside front leg is, and shoulder is stepping around the circle. The flexion goes through his neck and to his head, and then eventually I feel it in my hand. So the horses understand from the driving aid, from the aid he has to move away from, he's creating a relaxed posture and not a posture of tension when he moves away. Again, that he understands the meaning of it. So what can often happen is when you give energy from the hind leg stepping forward, the horse wants to be straight and really pushing over you. At the moment the horse pushes over me, I take the stick down. Again, put the weight backwards on the hind legs, and then again, turning the hind legs to the side. The focus with your left hand should be that it keeps his head in line with you. So most of the time the focus should be closing your left hand towards your right shoulder when the stick is in your right hand. so that the horse is understanding to keep his focus here. What you'll feel like you want to do in the beginning is open the hand, a little bit like a lunging position, and then the horse is going straight, or he ends up behind you instead of in front of you. So the first action is give direction from the hand to stay there, then the body language in the direction of the hind leg, then the noise, and then the tap if you need it. And of course reducing each of the aids if you don't need them, so that in the end it just becomes the body language. And that then he gets some independence of the rein. So I just try to correct him and then move the hind leg. So there he takes 1 step, 2 steps by himself, and he starts to then go into the correct posture. When I change hands, I want to have the feeling that I just pass all the rope and the stick into my left hand, and then my right hand's ready to take him in the new direction. I first take a little bit the front legs to the side, just like the first exercise. Then I'm taking the nose and the neck in the direction of my left shoulder, and then the energy and the voice, and then the tap if I need it. Now if I have a horse that's a little bit energetic and wants to run away too much from the stick, then I apply the stick onto the horse, just like you did when you wanted him to stand still. When I can cover as much of the horse with the stick as possible, when he starts to slow down from the stick, then again I take it away. So immediately you change the meaning of it. It's not something he should run away from, but he feels like he gets the position of comfort when he slows down. So you're just shaping his behavior so he has the right response from the question that you ask. So once you have the left side and the right side really good separately, just like the first pattern, we then start to put it together. Front legs a little bit to the side, then the bending to the new direction. So that then you have a transition of flexion and bend from one side to the other. So you get an S shape through the body. Front legs, nose, hind legs. So again, you're creating a very supple horse that has good balance and good stability and good support, with no resistance from your rein aid and no resistance from your leg aid.